Hello and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Crown Platinum in the color red. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood you have the gas component of the hybrid energy system. It is a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder hybrid max engine. You have a net combined total up to 340 horsepower and 400 pound-foot of torque. Automatic transmission. Then, up front here, you've got your LED headlights, as well as, of course, customary daytime running lights. Across the front bumper, you've got these little round nodules that wraps all the way around over to the wheels. These guys are your front parking sensors. The one directly underneath of the Toyota logo is actually a front-facing camera. Onto the side, you've got the 21-inch alloy wheels. Then, side mirrors include integrated turn signals and blind spot monitoring. If you look on the sides or bottom, you'll find additional cameras down there, which contribute to the surround view camera effect. Looking at either one of your front handles, you'll find these double lines on the front corner. We'll talk about those more on your driver's side. Now, approaching the back of the unit, just like up front, you have backup parking sensors that wrap the whole way across your bumper. Left-hand side, you have the Hybrid Max badge. Across the back is the Crown badge, and on the right is your Platinum trim level badge. Underneath of the Toyota logo is your backup camera, and if you see that little protrusion next to it, that is actually a camera washer, so you can always see what's going on behind yourself, even in the dirtiest of driving conditions. To open up your trunk space, just reach over to this little button right here. It is just above the W. Give it a press, and it will automatically raise your trunk the rest of the way upwards. Now, taking a look on the inside here, looking all the way forward, you'll find that your second row seating has a 60-40 split on the left-hand side, which allows the two sides to function independently from one another. If you want to adjust these seats, you can do so by releasing the handles on either side that coordinates with the one that you would like to affect. We've got a couple of different accessories back here right now, including the Toyota Crown carpeted mats, still in their factory packaging back there. On the right, you'll find this little false wall panel. Behind this is access to your battery. To access your tire kit, look down at the ground. You'll find this little handle. Open this up and lift it upwards to access everything you need down below. To close up your space back here, there are two options. One is the handle on the right-hand side. The other is the electronic button here on the left. Next, let's go take a look at the inside. So inside here, your interior upholstery is the black soft-tex leatherette. You have both black and some light gray stitching for contrast, and you've got this dotted texturing all across your seats. On the upper portions of them, you'll also find this more metallic gold-like trimming that you'll have in both the front and the back. In between the two sides, there is a folding down armrest / cup holder, which you can pull down if you want to access it. You've got the little pop-away cups, and if you need to, you can pop it up and away to increase seating capacity. Then, on the back of your front passenger and front driver seats, you've got pouch storage. Back of the console, you have more gold trim here and charger ports down below underneath of your air access there. And we currently have the Crown rubber mats installed in the unit. If you look up overhead, there is a beautiful panoramic moonroof inside for everybody to enjoy. Inside of your door space here, you have your storage spaces. Of course, you've got your power window control. We also have heated seats available on each side. And then you can see one of the JBL speakers. There are 11 of these premium JBL speakers all throughout the unit. Now, taking a look once again back at these double lines, these guys indicate keyless entry. So if you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand on this or inside the handle to lock and unlock your units. Inside the driver's door, power windows for both front and back. You've got your window lock, power lock system, and side mirror controls on the left. This allows you to fold your side mirrors in flat with the body of your unit. You can keep it set to A for automatic, so it will fold and unfold when you lock and unlock with a key fob, or you can manually adjust these guys at any point in time. Then we have, again, more of this gold metallic on the handle. Next to this is your memory seat settings, which of course means you have electronic seat adjustment, back, front, up, down, and lumbar support. Then you've got your hood release latch on the bottom left-hand corner of the dash. On top of that, you have the trunk release as well as gas release. All the way up top, or rather almost all the way, you have your controls for dash brightness and odometer trip. You also have your automatic headlamps and your defog for your rear windshields. We've got a powered tilt and telescopic steering wheel control on the side of the steering column. Taking a look at the wheel, black leather with gray stitching like your seats. Up top, you've got your paddle shifters. This little black strip right here is an added feature. It helps you to keep focus on the road, so it will track where you're facing, and then if you're looking away from it, it will give you a little red flashing symbol, just to bring your attention back forward to keep your eyes on the road. Now, controls on the steering wheel themselves. Left-hand side there is controls for your dash display. And then you have your hands-free communication and the volume control. Right-hand side, radio controls on the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, which includes both sonar and lane departure. On top of your dash, you'll find this little cutout space. Then if you look straight forward, you might be able to see we've got a couple of metrics being displayed. This guy is your heads-up display unit, and it's real nice to have, and it's hard to go back to driving a vehicle without it because it allows you to keep your eyes on some of your pertinent information while driving without taking your eyes on and off of the road to do so. You can have a few different things up here. You can also control the pitch here of where it is sitting for your personal comfort, especially if you are adjusting your seats to be higher or lower. But some of the metrics we have being displayed up here right now include the sonar distancing for your adaptive cruise control and of course your speedometer. Back to the middle here, first off we have this gold metallic trim that goes the whole way across the dash. You'll find more of this trim on your air vents. But in the middle is the infotainment display screen. This guy is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Right now you're looking at the optional navigation, which you can choose to connect through Toyota Connected Services. Then, audio listening, AM, FM, and satellite radio included. We have full Bluetooth connectivity, which includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there's optional USB adapters throughout the unit, which we'll take a look at. Then, Bluetooth connectivity for your phone. You would also use this for hands-free communications. Got a few things in here. One of them is your climate display, so your front and additional options. This is the Eco Heat Cool and Rear Windshield De-icer. Then the comfort options. So this is for heated and cooled seats. You can choose to put it on auto. You can adjust these on the screen themselves. You have your heated steering wheel as well. And if you would prefer, you can also take control of these down below. We'll take a look at that in just a second here. Then trip info. And lastly inside here is the energy flow. So you may be familiar with this if you've seen other Toyota hybrid vehicles or videos of ours. It shows you in real time as different aspects of the hybrid system communicate with each other, which you can see with the flowing here. Right now, of course, the vehicle is parked and not in motion, so there's not a whole lot going on other than the system just keeping a minor amount of energy flowing. But this is much cooler to keep an eye on when you're actually out and on the road, especially if you're in traffic, so you're stopping and going and taking advantage of the Toyota regenerative braking technology. Really cool to watch. You also have this little blue gauge on the right hand side, which shows you it is in real time, but this little gauge of how charged up your hybrid battery is currently at. Then, all the way at the bottom here is all of your settings. So things like personal profile, Bluetooth information, Wi-Fi, display, vehicle customizing, info security, apps, etc. In the middle, this is your volume control. Then you've got your four ways. To the left is the push start ignition, and then in the middle here is climate control. We have dual climate control up front here, meaning driver and front passenger can either have their temperatures synced up together, or you can turn off the sync to let it function independently. In the middle is where you have controls for your heated steering wheel, so you can see the symbol up here. If you press it, it can go on auto, and then 1 or 2 levels of heat. On each side, as we saw on the screen just a minute ago, we have 3 levels for both heated and cooled seats. On these buttons, it is the orange for the heat and the green for the cool. There's also the little symbols on them to symbolize it. So that's for both driver and front passenger on the other side. On the left, underneath the heated and cooled seats, is defrost for front windshield, rear windshield, and your side mirrors. Underneath this, you have all of your storage spaces. There's one at the back there. It's a little bit smaller. Then you have this one. You'll notice this little glowing green dot here and how there's little levers on each side inside here. Looks a lot like a cup holder, but it is actually a wireless charging pad. It is compatible with any wireless charging devices, but the primary use for this with a phone is that you have these little bumpers on the side that ensures your phone is going to be snug and secure in there, so it's not going to be bouncing around when you're out and about in the road. And you can have your phone in here. It is going to be upright, so you don't have to worry about damaging to it, and it's not taking up extra space as there's still more room ahead of it. Plus, having this feature means you don't have to worry about having charging cords in your vehicle ever again. Of course, if that is your preference, you still have them available to you, such as these guys directly to the right of it. Now, back in front here, you have your surround view cameras. If you give that a press, it will show you in real time as people are around your vehicle, or there are other vehicles around, or you're looking at the lines you're parking at, whatever your needs are. You can also choose to be higher or lower in perspective. I currently have the door open so you can see some of the imaging distortion here, but that's not currently usually a problem. Of course, usually you're inside with all of your doors closed. But if you want to, you can choose to pause the video so it will continue facing in its current direction. That way you can take a look without it spinning around and potentially making you a little bit dizzy. You have more adjustments for this in the bottom left-hand corner icon. To get rid of the screen, you can press the same button you did to bring it up, or the X there in the top left-hand corner. Next to that, you have your parking assist. Then you have more general storage on the right-hand side, including the actual dedicated cup holders. You have your gear shift in the middle here, so it's got a little symbol in the center showing you exactly how to use this in order to achieve the parking, which is a button. Then you have your reverse, neutral, drive, and then the manual all the way at the bottom, which would work with your paddle shifters up top here. Behind that is your drive mode. Then you have your traction control, parking brake, and parking hold. In behind is the console space. So this can actually be opened up from either side by just pressing in the button, which means that both the driver and front passenger have easy access to inside here. Up top, you have this little tray that you can slide around, general storage down underneath. Can't quite get the angle to show you, but there is an additional charger on the front end inside here too. Now, on the right-hand side, down below, you've got a lockable glove box. Up overhead on the rear view mirror, 1, 2, and 3 dots, those guys are garage door openers. Then up overhead, you have your SOS button, overhead lighting controls, and controls up there for that panoramic moonroof. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Crown Platinum in the color red. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.